Hello everyone. So today I'm going to be painting these beautiful ranunculus flowers, and then I'm going to talk to you about tips on how to master your style. A lot of people leave comments in the comment section saying that they're trying to master a particular style within watercolor and they're having a hard time to really gain momentum in defining the style that they want to stick with. So I'm going to give you a few tips that have helped me. So I'm currently reading a book called Outliers, and I'll leave a link to this book in the description box, but it's by an author called Malcolm Gladwell. He's written a few books that I really like, but he talks about the 10,000 hour rule. So basically in this particular chapter, he's saying that people who are trying to build a skill you really don't reach like the peak of that skill set until you've reached 10,000 hours of practice. So, of course, you might not have to reach 10,000 hours verbatim, but I do agree with him when he says that it takes a lot of practice to get to where you want to be. So, a lot of people, like, for example, when I was first starting out, I thought that maybe painting a few paintings a week or drawing a few times a week was really going to help me to define my style, but I really didn't start to see a change in my style and start to be happy with what I was getting out on paper until I started painting something or just drawing something every single day, and sometimes a few times a day. So I would say to just, first of all, just start drawing, and I say this all the time, just start drawing something every single day, even if it's on like a napkin. The second piece of advice that I would say is just get a community of artists. So you might live in a city where there's a life drawing class. That's always really great. You might have a museum close to you. Go to a museum. I'm sure if you have a museum close to you, most museums have some type of artists meetup or a master class, or just like a session where they just allow artists to come in and draw the things that are in the museum. There are also just communities of artist meetup groups. All you have to do is just do a quick Google search. One thing for me, when I first really started taking fashion illustration seriously, I went to a life drawing class in London, and the name of the cafe was Vintage Emporium, and it was the most amazing experience ever because it didn't feel like work, it didn't feel like practice. It just felt like I was just meeting up with other artists and just enjoying coffee, tea, listening to music, and painting a live nude model. And we did that every single week, sometimes a few times a week, and that made a significant difference in my drawing style. And the third thing I would say is to just do something that scares you. I've said this before, that once you overcome fear in certain areas of your life, it'll just kind of bleed over into your artistry. So just do one thing that scares you, maybe a week. It doesn't even have to be anything big. For me, the one thing that terrified me when I first really started illustrating was painting live in front of people. And I think that's because when you're behind your desk or in your studio, just behind closed doors, you can if you mess up, you can always toss the painting to the side. You can erase, you can wash things out with water or whatever you want to do, cover up. But when you're painting live, it's just, whatever you put down is what the audience sees, so you kind of have to go with it. So I started taking commissions where I was painting in front of editors, influencers in the beauty industry. So I would go to like beauty launch events, and I would paint these people live, and I did not have time to fix or do anything, and that helped me to let go of being perfect. Once we're behind those closed walls, we get so captivated and just so sidetracked with all the little small details trying to be perfect, and that just helped me to just let it go. Whatever I put down on the paper, it is what it is. Be spontaneous. Allow it to be abstract. Allow whatever you're putting down to just bleed out and be comfortable with that. All right, so those are my few tips. So the books that I recommend is Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell. Another book, and I will leave a link to an article pertaining to this book, is The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. That is a really good book and a really good article also to read. It helps you to just let go of that idea of being perfect. All right, guys, thank you again for watching. If you have any tips, please leave it in the comment section below. And if you have any more questions, please don't hesitate to leave it in the comments and let me know. I'll see you next week. Ciao.